Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this is the concluding video of the marriage visa application. So in this video I'm going to talk about the interview, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you something that I wasn't aware of that kind of shocked me, if I'm being honest. So this morning, which is the 12th of November, Tuesday, my wife and I had the interview for the final part of the 13A probationary marriage visa for the Philippines, and it's been quite a lengthy process. I'm not going to go through all of it in this video because I have other videos that I've done before that you'll find on my channel. So all I want to do is talk about the interview in this video. There was a couple of things actually that I was surprised about, but we'll get into that later. It started off, we got a date to go there to the immigration office to meet with the principal immigration officer, Joanna, her name was. And we actually met her the very first time we went to the immigration office. The first week I was here in the Philippines as a retired person. And she was friendly then, she gave us the forms, told us everything about it. Anyway, here we are 6 weeks later. Yeah. 1st of October I came here. I'm now on the 12th of November, so almost 6 weeks. And only now have we got the application in and the interview done. The first month, again, I'm not going to get into it too much. The first month I had to wait on my NBI clearance, which is the National Bureau of Investigation, or the Filipino FBI as I call them. So they said that takes 20 working days, so it did, and we went back there and we got the clearance. Then we could proceed with the application. So the application was done, and we went for the interview this morning. We only waited 5 minutes, and it was me and my wife sat next to each other with Joanna, the lead immigration officer, on the other side of the desk, her normal desk that she uses on a daily basis. For some reason I thought we would be interviewed separately, but it wasn't the case. I just thought they might want to, check up on both of us separately, but anyway, that wasn't the case. I think, to be honest, I think she knew that we weren't faking it, I mean, we had been married for almost 10 years. We've got a son who's 10. We have a house here. I've been coming here for the last 10 years. So I think there was nothing she was worried about. So anyway, we had the interview here in Albay province. The two of us sat together, and she had our application form in front of her, and she started asking me questions like, how did we meet? Now, a lot of this is on the forms. Okay, now I don't know if it's because she thought, or she assumed, or she knew that we were not faking it, that we do know each other, we are married, we have been together all this time. She started off just asking us pretty simple questions like where we met, how did we meet, and if I had been married before. Now, all of this is available, this information. She asked if I was looking to get married again after I got divorced, and I replied absolutely not. It was all done in good taste, the whole interview. She was friendly, she was laughing. She asked about our son. We explained how he's autistic, and he goes to a special school here in Legazpi. And we explained about how when my wife and son came to the Philippines and I went to work in the Middle East, she asked about our accommodation. She asked us if we were renting, and we said that we own the house. She was kind of asking about our relationship, you know, that had I met my wife's family. That was one of the questions. I said, of course I have. I've been coming here 10 years. You know, we've been to our sister's wedding. I think that was the first time I came here. Our younger sister got married, and I was at the wedding, or we were at the wedding. So she asked me about my family, if I had any children from my first marriage, and I said I did. And she said, have they met your wife? I said, yeah, of course. I said, they came to our wedding in Malaysia. So I think then she realised that maybe she was wasting her time a wee bit asking us all these questions, because it was clear that, you know, we both were being honest on the application form, and we did know each other like we said we did. So there isn't really anything that she asked me that I thought, hang on a minute, that's a bit personal. Nothing like that. She asked me about my work, because on the form I had put, it asks on the form in the very first page, are you a retiree? Now, I didn't know what to put in there, because whilst I'm not working, I don't have a pension yet. I'm still too young to take my UK pension. And I did mention that to her, and she said, well, you're not really retired if you're still working. I said, well, you know, I do have a passive income, and I said I have some shares, I have some savings and investments. So, and I do some private work, online work. So she said, well, you shouldn't really have put retired. But she wasn't bothered about it one way or another, to be honest. She asked us if my wife had met my family in the UK, and I explained that we had been, my wife had been in the UK twice, in 2012, I think, in 2013. And I think then she realised that, yeah, that was it. But getting to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, no mention has been made of a medical. Now, I know one of you guys was asking, and I understand why you were asking if I had to have a medical, because when I was in the Middle East working and I looked into the spousal application, as it's sometimes called, it says you have to go to the Philippine embassy, and it lists all the things you have to do, the things you need, the information like marriage certificate, birth certificate. But it also says you have to have a medical, and the medical would be, I think they check your vitals and they do an x-ray, chest x-ray. I'm pretty sure it's to check for TB, tuberculosis, because they do a similar thing in Oman when I was there. But anyway, no mention has been made of the medical. So the bottom line is, for this spousal marriage visa, you do not need a medical if you do it here in the province. Because the next time I go there will be to collect my approval or rejection. Touch wood, that'll be approval. The other thing that's different to the general information form, now if you're married to a Filipina and you're applying for this, or you're thinking about applying for it, or they give you a general information form. On that form it says, once you have your approval for your marriage visa, you must apply for the ACR card, that's the Alien Registration Card. within, I think they said 90 days, or your visa will be cancelled. Now, ours is getting done simultaneously. So, as well as the visa approval that's going ahead now, they are also doing the ACR card. She said it can take up to 3 months. So what I meant was, I had to extend my visa again. So I've now extended it for another 2 months until end of January 2025. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be done by then. Now, if you are in a different province, it may take less, it may take longer. I don't know. I would imagine it would be the same. If you're in Manila, it might be a bit faster, but here in the province, she said up to 3 months. Now, it cost me 8,200 and something pesos to extend for a further 2 months. So it's not cheap. You know, we've spent, what was it, 4,000 plus to extend for 1 month, and then another 8,200 to extend for a further 2 months. All in all, this is all because it takes so long for them to go through the process of, first of all, your NBI clearance, secondly, the marriage visa application, and it's cost us that, you know, quite a fair bit of money, as well as the application fee on top for the marriage visa, the 13A probationary visa, as they call it. Now, when that's approved, it will be 12 months from the approval date. So if it's approved in 2 months, the 12 months will start from then. And I mistakenly said in one of my videos, you're not supposed to leave the country, Philippines, for the first 12 months. That's not true. What she said was, during the application process, in other words, the 2 months or 3 months it takes to get approval, you're not allowed to leave. Once you get approval, you and your wife can leave the Philippines and go on vacation, because I asked her about this and she says, yeah, no issues, but when you re-enter, you'll have to pay 2,800 pesos for another tourist visa, not a tourist visa as such, but the tourist visa fee. I thought, okay. So, whilst they let you go abroad, overseas, you still get hit when you come back in. Anyway, there's one other thing that I was really a bit shocked and I wasn't expecting. She said, she was looking at my passport and she said, oh, do you guys travel together a lot? I said, well, we did when we were in Malaysia. And she said, but it looks like you came to the Philippines. I said, yeah, we've been here, you know, a few times before we settled here, or before my wife and son came over, first of all. She said, oh, did you know that you could have came here with your wife and you could have stayed for a year? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. She said, yeah, if you enter the Philippines with your wife, you're both married, you can stay here for a year without applying for anything. And I was like, wow, did not know that. So there you go, guys. If you are married to a Filipina and you want to come to the Philippines for some time, maybe you're retired, you can come in here and stay up to a year without applying for any marriage visa or anything. As you know, as it stands, I couldn't have stayed for a year anyway because I was always working, so I had to come here, stay for a month and then go back to my work. But some of you guys there, that might suit you, you know, if you're already retired. So, something to think about. Anyway, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be okay. She said once the 12 months is up, you will be straight into your residency visa. She said, but you must come here 4 months before to start the process. So 8 months into my 12-month probationary visa, I have to go back to the immigration office to start the process for the residency. She also said I have to go to the immigration office after 1 year to register on the foreign registration report, and she said you have to do that annually, but she says you can do it online, but for the first time she says I recommend you come to the office. So quite a lot of information to take in, guys, but I'm now at the final part. All that's left now is to wait until they contact me with the approval, and then the other thing is, once you get your ACR card, that's the alien registration card, I'm pretty sure you can open a bank account here. And she said to me, I asked her this question, and she says it may depend on the bank, but she's pretty sure you can open a bank account here once you get that. So in 2 months or 3 months I should be able to open a bank account. Obviously once you get your residency, you can do everything that a Filipino can. You can use GCash on your phone, things like that. So I think with the ACR card, I'm pretty sure I can use GCash as well, because it asks you for that number when I try to sign up. Okay, I've been rambling on for some time here. What are we now? Almost 17 minutes in, so hopefully this has been beneficial. If you liked this video, you found it useful, please press that like button. It helps to push it out to a few more people. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.